Push across. Awesome. Okay, here we go. So let me share my screen. And we're going to mix and master this one. If you guys got any questions, of course, just pop them in the chat there. All right, somebody give me a thumbs up if you can hear this. All right, cool. I'm going to put it on stereo so you guys can flick that to stereo if you need. All right, let's have a listen to the first part. Now this genre, swagger, drums and bass, I've actually got it written around the wrong way. I'm going to do drums. It's going to be called drums and bass, but it's the same kind of idea. We've got some bass happening and some drums. So it's very, very important to kind of really dial in these drums. It's a big deal because we only have a couple of elements, and it's got to have that swagger feel. And you'll find that I really like the kind of the shuffle kind of feel where it's like I think it's some triplets in there, and it's just got that. It's kind of a lazy kind. It's not a very straight beat. It's a real shuffle kind of beat. So let's just go back. I'll show you at the very beginning. I'll walk you through a couple of the elements that I have, and then I've got a few things I know I have to tweak. So what you're going to hear there is it's very the first thing I heard was it's very repetitive. It's the same thing over and over. So that's one element when we're doing these is, you do want one element and you want to just embellish that and kind of keep that one theme or that one idea, instead of, when you first start doing these, you want to throw all these different ideas and it's too much. So this one's a little bit too far on that side of not enough change. So the first thing I'm hearing is in the second half of the second part, I need to get that bass line needs to move a little bit. So I'm actually going to just copy down a little, duplicate this track down here. I'm actually just going to put an arpeggiated bass thing, and I don't know what we'll actually maybe use. Maybe Trillion will have an arpeggiated bass thing. Let's see. I got Omnisphere open here. Let's replace that with another thing called Trillion. So I'm going to put like an arpeggiated thing. I'm just going to look for something. I'm not even going to put it. I'm going to see what comes up. See what. Maybe, I don't know. That might actually work. So towards the end here, that's going to come in here. I just want something moving at that last half. actually, I want it to move a little bit more than, it sounds like just an echo, so that won't work. That could be actually okay because it's a higher frequency. Let me just try that. I'm just going to hold down one note here. It's a bit messy. There's a lot of low end frequency down there. I don't know if a bass thing's going to work. You know, I'm going to try. I need something that kind of moves in here. So it's like something coming in there. I might actually even go for maybe a shaker or a hat, or maybe a little loop thing or something that I just need a little bit more movement in there, something to change that. That's actually kind of cool. Actually, Dan, let me try that down here. That's actually could be a cool thing to add later halfway through as well. I might even leave it in there to hear what that sounds like later. But let's try a drum fill thing here. We use this one. Just gonna get rid of all the other parts, and I only want it to come in for this last half. And then I might just put some effects on there, maybe a filter. Just get rid of some highs, get rid of some lows. And I might put like a delay on things. Maybe a 16, just to keep it busyness. Let's see what it sounds like. Yeah, it just gives it a little extra movement in there just to keep building that. I think I am going to add a, um, no, that's fine. I think that'll be fine. So just walking through the elements of what I have here before we actually just start mixing it is we have a hats track up here that the hats don't come until the first a little bit. I'm using EZdrummer for the hat. Addictive drums for the one of the kits. Another kit is EZdrummer. It's called a little kicks and snares. So then I have one more kit here, so I've got 3 kits, and then a 4th kit with the extra delayed snares and delayed stuff. Effects. And then I have a cymbal, hats, I think, and and then we have a reverse cymbal coming up here. And so that, you can hear it's only at one speaker, so it's probably panned in the mixer inside of here to go out one side. Yeah, so the tambourine's coming out one side. I want that more in the middle. And since that's it's only a hat, a cymbal that's coming out, it's coming out to the right side of the kit, but I want it more in the center. See, they're both coming out on the right side of the drum kit, so I'm going to move one of them to more of the other side. Just making that a bit more balanced, that'll be nice. I'm going to put a bit more reverb on that one as well. Cool. All right, so just the drums by themselves sound like this. Oh, actually, I have some other snares and that comes from that's kind of like a boots, claps and snares, and I'm actually going to grab one more chain that I have from a pack called That Sounds, and so I'm going to grab a chain. I'm going to use this chain in the B section. That one. Well, it's a little bit longer. I'm just going to drag that in. It's only going to happen during the B section. Should be on the 2, I think. Yeah. All right, so let's see where it comes in. About there. I might only put it on the 4. That's it. That'd be cool. So I'm just going to put a little reverb on that, or send it to the reverb. And I'm going to do one more thing to these drums. I'm going to reverse a clap or snare in there as well. So just grab that one and I'm going to reverse it. And that should come in on the 4 here. Let's see if that worked. That needs to go to drums. I don't want it on every one, so just every now and then when it comes in. It might be a little early. I feel like that that chain is a little out of time or something. What I might do is I might turn it down and I'm going to add the other snare back in, so it's going to reverse into it and then hit it. So that sounds like. Yeah, that chain kind of, I don't know if it worked very well. It didn't quite do what I wanted to do, so I replaced it with the other. I don't think we'll do the chain. Cool. And if you can see here, the actual attack of that is actually a little late. That's just the sample. I'm actually going to move that over here. Yeah, I feel like that's a tiny bit better. All right, so when I come to that hit now, I do want to make sure it's like a clean 100% out. No reverb, no tails of nothing happening. So I'm actually going to go to the master fader here and actually just cut that or just automate it down. So it should drop totally out, but it actually doesn't always work when you do it totally out. So I like to do, tiny little fade where it goes into it. That's a bit too unnatural. Maybe a little bit more. See if that works better. Yeah, I want it to sound natural. I don't want it to sound too synthetic. Let's see what it sounds like without it and with it. Mm. You know what? No, I like the rawness of it. I'm going to keep it kind of just a bit more raw, just hanging in there. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and make sure we're doing a high pass filter or a low cut on a lot of these elements that don't need it. We have hats up here. We don't need any. So I'm just going to cut it out of the cut it out. See, if you see that, there's still this energy in here. This is a big deal breaker. This will make your mixer so much stronger, powerful, more cleaner. Because just listening here, look, you have all this energy down there. You have energy. Look how much energy. Oh my goodness, we don't need any of that. So it's like, it's hats and it's simple. And we need plenty of lows in the next drum kit. Plenty of lows there. We don't need any lows in this one. So let's just copy this EQ and just drag it down. It's probably the same. Let's see. All right, we got some cymbals here. We don't need anything in these cymbals. Any lows in the cymbals. See if was any in there. Yep. That cuts it out as well. It just makes it cleaner, more punchy, more stronger. All right, so we got some claps here, I think. No, these are kicks. Let's label them. So in these snares, we don't need those in there as well. They got a lot of low stuff in there too. Yep, a lot of low in that. All right, cool. So we can put that on these ones as well. Over here, we don't need, these don't have any lows or don't need any lows. I'm going to delete that chain. I'll just hide it. Right. Okay, cool. Now let's have a look at some of these. Let's do some EQs on these bass guitars. That sounds good. I like that. Yes, good question, Scott. Are all 3 EZdrummer kits playing the same exact pattern? I think they are. They're just different sounds. Let's just double check that. Good question. So EZdrummer, EZdrummer. So we've got this one. So they are pretty much the same. They are exactly the same. If you look, same MIDI, Addictive Drums, I had to move it a little bit, but they are the same MIDI. What I've done here is instead of going into the one track, and it's a little bit of a lazy way to do it, but it works. It actually works better for this situation. I've put hats because if you listen to that, there's no cymbals or hats in this one or in these two. In those three kits, there's no hats or cymbals. So I've put the cymbals in this one, in the top one, and this guy here. So I should put cymbals in this one. Cymbals.
Yeah, sorry, Steve, I wasn't exactly clear. It was rather than talking about lanes like for track 4, 5, and 6, I guess it was just all the repeated EZdrum 3 segments that you've got across your grid.
Yes,
So,
they are pretty much the same, except for the hats. The hats
right.
come in a little bit later. The hats are the ones that adjust a little bit. But yeah, I don't do anything different really. The only thing in the B section is I take out the snare, this long big snare thing that has that long one. So that's the only thing I do in that B section here. But yeah, it's pretty much the same loop throughout. It doesn't change.
Okay.
Yeah. I might drop a fill out here. There might be a fill that I drop out. But I'm pretty sure it's the same, but I'd have to go back to the first video and see if I tweaked it.
Have you done any special mixing on the EQ for that track 5 EZdrum 3? Because that mean that the bottom end up a channel.
Up one chart, so number 3 here.
Yeah. The bottom end on that is huge.
Yes, it is. It's a good kit. I think it's the kicks and snares kit. Yeah, it's called Kicks and Snares. It's a preset, or it's an extension by Toontrack here on EZdrum, and it's really cool. I'm loving it too. I only just got it last year on sale, but yeah, it's got a lot. So it got all kicks and snares. It's a really cool. I like that. I like that pack. That is a cool.
And that's just out of the box. You haven't like EQ'd the bass, the kick drum on that at all?
No, it's a preset. So I bet you it is EQ'd inside of there, but it's just a preset. It has kind of a little bit of it has stuff on it. So this one is called Fat Slap Reverb. So I just went down and found the one I like. And actually, if you notice, so these presets here, if I go back another kit to the other kit that I'm using the same, it's just the same sounds, and I'm just stacking them on top of each other. I'm using the same kit, a different preset. So I like the top one, and then I just copied and pasted that whole track and was like, no. Then I stopped at that Fat Slap, and I was like, that's cool. So yeah, exactly the same thing. That's just how to thicken up the kit and make it even bigger.
So it's the same kit across those 3 tracks, just with different space applied to it.
Yep, different space or different whatever's on that preset. So they might
there may be EQ and that kind of stuff in there.
Yeah, so they might even put compressors, or I don't even know how it looks like maybe even distortion on one of these. It says little drive, so doesn't have any buttons or anything. It's just that preset, I guess. It has hi-hat effects, so I don't know what's on the effects, but
right.
But yeah, pretty just stacking those kits together to make it sound as big as you can.
Okay, and the first one on top you had, it sounds pretty well. Track 3, you have it listed as Addict Drums or Addictive Drums.
Oh yeah, Addictive Drums. Yep.
Yeah, so that one, so that is a different kit.
That's a whole different kit. Same drummer or same groove.
Right.
It's just a whole different kit. And that one sounds. It's really Addictive Drums are really, really cool. I really like Addictive Drums. It's really powerful.
Yeah.
and that's just a preset.
Right.
I think I must be on Dry Room, so that's the preset right there, and
Yeah.
it already has, has
I was
everything
going
in
to
it.
say it sounded pretty flat, but then the second one that you've got there on track four has kind of a woody thing to it. I mean, there's definitely kind of a hollow coffee canny kind of thing to it.
Yeah,
The mids are tweaked, but then
right.
that bottom one, geez Louise.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah,
great. It works well for this track. It's
it's a great
nice and
technique to
thick.
stack them like that. I like that.
It's fast and easy, and you get it's instead of just grabbing a whole sample and going down and layering your kits. I do it exactly like that, and actually, I haven't found that I don't get any phasing issues or anything. It just works out well, and it's very easy and fast. The only
Yeah.
problem is the MIDI doesn't translate exactly when you with Easy Drummer and Addictive. You have to their positioning of the kits are different and stuff. So I usually have to go in and move one of these because that's not the snare or the
Mm,
hat.
yeah, yeah,
But I bet you if I take the time, I could actually probably reroute the uh to match to match make Addictive drums match Easy Drummer.
yeah.
If I took the time, you could probably map that out or
Yeah,
something.
but remapping that is simple. I mean, there's what, five, six instruments at once playing.
I know,
And
yeah,
so you
exactly.
just drive the entire line at once and then copy and paste. Uh,
Exactly.
that's
So
so cool. That's a great technique.
yeah. Yeah, it's really fun. It works really well. And I did the same for the bass as well. You'll see it's the same MIDI. I just copied down to another track and got a different sound. So let's walk through that actually. So I've
Cool.
got like this sound here, which is on Trillion. It's like a drone fleet. And then we got the next one is, oops, thinking about it. Some of those plugins are a bit heavy too. But next one is, so this one here is, I forget what company it's by. It's Output, I think is the name of the company. It's a brass and winds, but it sounds bassy, and it works well. I think I might have changed I might have transposed it an octave lower on this one. I kind of was kind of going for those Brahm kind of sounds in trailer music, so that kind of went with that. And then I do have brass in this, which it's supposed to be drums and bass, but if you have a listen, this just has a little sparkle on the top that I wanted, and it's kind of I would definitely include this as a bass sound. I wouldn't say it's got brass in it because I put a decapitator on this brass. This is what the brass sounds like. It's nothing what you'd think of brass. So let's go back here. So you can't really hear it. It's buried down, but it just gives this little clarity over the top end, which was nice. So that worked. And then because it's buried down, nobody would say, "Hey, this has got brass in it." This is supposed to be drums and bass, because it would just be saturated in there, and I'd pull it down so you can't hear it as much. It'd just be brighter in there. And this is another bass. It's more of a real bass with a bit of distortion and stuff. It's got some fury in it. And then we have the one that I just found before that I thought was pretty cool. It might bug me. I don't know. We'll see. I got it turned down a bit low, so we'll see. Let's just solo all the bases. Yeah, so I think it's starting to cook. So what I might do now is have a look at my buses, just make sure everything's sent to the right place. I'm pretty sure it is, but I'm just going to double check it here. All my drums are blue and they should go to drums. Yep. These guys are my cymbals and they go to drums. I should put some reverb. Actually, let me. Yeah, I do want some. No, I don't want reverb on those because this cut, I want this cut to be nice and clean. I like it as it is. Actually, I'm going to do one thing. Just going to copy these tracks, delete all these, and this one, and that one, and I'm going to put reverb on these guys. Oh, actually, I mean the opposite. So that. So these are going to have reverb on them. Or sent to the reverb. All right, cool. So those got reverb on them. And then we got our extra kick. That should be going to drums. Yep. We got our other snares, snare long, snare are going to the drums. I'm just cleaning up here now. So we got reverse snare one. Reverse. We just reverse snared. That'll be fine. You can see it's different. It's not actually reverse that one, but. And these are all my basses. Make sure they're all going to the bass groups. Oh, this one's going to piano. What is it? That track is not even in here. Delete this one. It's got a piano on there. I don't think that's the. There we go. It's gone. And bass. I don't think I put anything on this. I was thinking of maybe recording real bass, but I'm not. It's gone. All right, cool. So let's just make sure everything's going to the subgroups now. I'm just putting on the reverb. I could actually probably do this in. I could actually do this in the in the actually in the plugin, so I didn't need to put that reverb on. I'm just going to take that off. Connection to this, so no lows is going to be coming through that reverb. So anything gets sent to here, it's not going to build up on lows because that's going to the mix, which is over here. And we don't need BVs, we don't need LVs, we don't need strings, we don't need piano, we don't need acoustic guitar, don't need electric. So we can delete all those. Where's delete? So those are gone, and we have our drums. Actually, I'm going to do some parallel squashing, parallel compression, which is a great little technique. So this channel is already set up here. It's called Squash Drums. I'm actually going to send it to, I'm going to put my drums, all of these guys, and I'm going to send a little bit of it to Squash Drums. So I'm sending it a little bit to there. It'll be about this much. They're all grouped together. So I'll send a max amount, and I'll just turn it down. So let's just do 0. And then if I go over here to my drums, oops, over here, it's going to go here, and I'm going to turn this right down. And then on there, I'm just going to use a 1176. I've been doing this for a while, meaning a same kind of preset. I'm not going to really change. I like it, 10 to 2, Dr. Pepper, they call it. And that just makes it even thicker and full, and it's turned right down. 22 might be enough, 23 might be even too much, but we'll come back to that in a second. Let me just make sure this is not hitting too hard. All right, cool. So I'm liking it. It sounded pretty, it's working pretty hard, and I think it's pretty punchy as for a drums and bass swagger kind of track. I'm just going to put a little bit more a character or something in here. I don't want to boost any bass. If anything, I probably should start boosting a little bit of the highs to keep it a bit more balanced. But let's just tweak a little bit here. And so this is the mix bus, if anybody's wondering what I'm doing now. So I'm at the mix bus here, and I've got this PSP plugin, which I've really been liking it. You can do a lot with this one. I might try one of these different settings as well, limiter settings. might actually go over, take a back step and actually put some more highs on these tambourines and the hats and these cymbals. Yeah, that's a bit better. So I'll do that with all these guys. Just bumping about 1.3, which kind of accumulates. We've got that on a few now. All right, so coming back to the mix, let's push this Crystal Auto mix bus I've been using for a while. Let's push that a bit harder. All right, one more trick too, because we've got so much low end, so much happening low end. One thing you can do sometimes with bass is just really move it out of the way of the kick, and so we're going to slide this up a little bit just to kind of start taking it out of that real low stuff, so then we can get some more kick in there. Let's just see how that goes. Yeah, that's great. So it made the kick just cut through a little bit more. So let's go over to our mastering chain now. I think we're nearly ready for our first mix. Just putting a little bit of a shelf again on the high stuff, because we have so much low end in this happening, and it is drums and bass, but I just want it more balanced. So let's have a look at the MS. All right, one last thing we need at the end is a few more snares, a big drum fill, da 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 da, or something. We don't have that in here. Da 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 da. We do have that drum fill. Let's just a couple more snares. We'll add another snare in here. So that's the problem with the shuffle, is it's like, which beat is it? It's that swagger. Nah. All right, we can just do two. That's fine. All right, so now we're going to cut that and just copy and paste it down. Drag it at the top. We should have snares on all of those now. All right, so now we have to make sure we fade this ending with some of those weird bass things going on. So we want to automate. Just going to go to that track and set up an automation channel. Right here is that funny sounding one right here. Okay, so they're kind of ringing out. Let's see if we can do this on the bus. This is the bass bus. We'll let it ring out. We'll cut that down as well. Started too early. All right, and then we do a master fade as well on everything. It'll probably be out by that time. Yep. Maybe a little too steep. That's fine. All right. Put my start and beginning. Where does that reverse cymbal start? Starts about there. All right, so this snare, this kick here, I'm actually going to EQ it a tiny bit. I'm just going to pull down. I think it had too much, maybe around here, some of this. Cool. All right. Well, let's go ahead and bounce this one down. Oh gosh, now guess what we have to come up with? A name. Um uh uh busting through or something. Busting through the wall. How's that one? It's kind of tough, strong, swagger, busting through the wall. There we go, bouncing down. Well, there you go, guys. So that's swagger drums and bass. And I always say this all the time that's the first mix. So that's I'll probably come back to this at least 2 or 3 other times. And the other thing I'll say too that a lot of you guys know, but anybody watching the replay might know also. So I'll say it again that I always do these in batches. And if you look at this at this is number one. This is the first one I've done of this style. So usually by the second or third one, it's really dialed in and it's like, I really know the sounds I want. And so it's always important to kind of do these in batches because, this one's cool and all, but it is what it is. It could suit a certain purpose. But if you do a few, you can really dial in that sound. And so I always do things in batches, so I always encourage that. And any of my students know that, heard that a million times. So, so any questions or anything, or you guys think you're up for cranking out some of those? Oh yeah, Tom said a good question. Do you have any other references that we could listen to for this? Absolutely. If you go to iTunes and just type up Swagger Rock, and just listen to the drums and bass elements, you'll find there's a couple of albums up there that have Swagger Up Rock on. There's a couple of albums there, and they're instrumentals. So definitely go there and kind of find them. And yeah, as long as you're recording, as long as it feels really tough and it really feels really, it's got that, you can imagine yourself walking down with that leather jacket, just don't touch me, it's like, it's just so cool, just a tough attitude, the kind of feel, it's if it feels like that, then you're in the right ballpark. Where do cues like this get placed the most? Oh, good question, Gary. These get placed a lot, and I was actually just doing some research on commercials like Subway, Pizza Hut, and they're using tons of drums and bass. So this is a really cool swagger drums and bass kind of feel. It ends up leaning itself a little bit more on that, not electronic, but um, uh, more in the box. So it's more kind of like not somatic, cinematic or trailerish. It does kind of lend itself more to that. If you do an acoustic bass, you'll find it probably would be a little bit more rockish, but both are fine, as long as it's in that beat per minute. But they're using these a lot in commercials, the drums and bass version. So So this is really cool.
Just have a really clean unplugged one with an upright bass and a little jazz kit. Boom, boom, boom,
Yeah, you
boom,
could
boom,
have
boom.
I guess you could have a lot of swagger walking on your tiptoes down the street to that one. Yeah, that'd be
Acoustic
funny.
bass, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. It's not the unplugged version. Actually, that would be an
Unplugged.
idea for an album. Actually, you could do an unplugged.
Unplugged swagger.
Yeah, unplugged swagger. Yeah,
There you go. All
that
right.
could
Yeah,
be
we do
cool.
that.
Awesome. Well, cool guys. Well, I'm gonna let you all go, and thanks for hanging out with us. And yeah, have a good rest of your afternoon.
Mine's over. Night night.
Yeah,
Bye,
yours is
everybody.
over. You're in the UK, over in Europe there. So
Yeah, it's 2300 today at the moment. So
wow, just
that's it.
an hour before midnight.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, take care, guys. See you soon.
All right, see ya.
Bye, everybody.